Discerning shoppers with an eye for quality, but who balk at paying $2,000 or more for designer goods, suddenly have many new options. Joining us now to discuss the rise of independent brands producing high-end goods at mid-level prices is WSJ's fashion columnist, Christina Binkley. Hi, Christina. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, Tanya.
So call me crazy, but it seems to me the cost of many new designer bags has skyrocketed in the past few years. Is that true?
It really has. They've been ratcheting them up year after year, almost without sort of seeming reason.
You know, I used to aspire to designer bags. I would save up for them. It was a big purchase for me, but now I don't even look because prices inevitably start in the mid-2000s and go way up from there. So I think I may be the demographic that you are writing about. When did new young designers realize that there was all this pent-up demand for luxury goods at attainable prices?
Well, you know, this is interesting. I mean, about the same time you did, and most of these designers, like you, were looking at bags, seeing things that they wanted and not being able to afford them, and so they invented them themselves.
Such a great idea. Now, introduce us to some of these new brands making these great products, Christina, and do these brands share certain qualities?
They do. They do. Kevin Wynn, for instance, who's the daughter of Steve Wynn, the casino mogul, and his first wife, Elaine, definitely can afford any handbag she wants to, but in her case, it was actually a shoe. She was looking at an Oscar de la Renta slipper, found it was more than $1,000, thought she could do better herself, and went to the same Italian factories that many luxury brands do and started making her own line of slippers, which launched in December. Manu Atelier really started this in a big way. They created bucket bags. You might remember them in about 2013. They just stormed New York Fashion Week. Everybody was carrying one of them, priced well under $1,000, but made with really expensive, lovely leathers. People kind of got alerted to the possibilities with that brand. Claire Vivier has a brand called Claire V. She invented it. She started it with a computer bag that she wanted for herself. It's now she's got several stores and she sells online. Prices far below the luxury bags. There's another brand, Manu Atelier. I could go on. There are quite a few brands that are doing this, all with excellent materials, but much stripped down design. So you don't get the complications and the hardware that you might get in an expensive brand.
And I think it's fascinating that you say they source many of the products from the same factories that are creating the high-end luxury brands, correct?
Yes, some of them do that, and in some cases, Claire Vivier, she's manufacturing hers in Los Angeles. The Manu Gabriel, they're all sort of going to artisans that are capable of doing more luxurious bags. It's really the details. If you look at these bags, they're much more simple. Sometimes they don't even have a lining. Often they don't have a lining, so that reduces the cost. They're also not big brands. They don't have huge advertising campaigns. When you buy a Saint Laurent bag, you're also paying for all the ads in Vogue, right?
Yes, and the packaging, of course. So, Christina, what are the price points for most of these brands? What are we talking about here?
You know, it's quite a range. I define it as somewhere between $200 and usually about $700. It might differ a little bit in there. These are price ranges, by the way. If you go out to Michael Kors and Tory Burch, there are contemporary fashion brands that are at these price ranges, but the bags are very different. They're generally going to be made in China or someplace not in the same luxury factories that these brands are using. So
this must be making executives at the high-priced luxury brands nervous, Christina. How are their high-priced goods selling these days?
There lies the rub, right, Tanya? The luxury industry is hurting right now. LVMH just announced earnings yesterday. In the first half, their profits on leather goods and apparel were down 2%. And this is across the board in the industry. People are revolting now at these high prices.
And that opens up all this space for these interesting new designers. Well, thank you, Christina, for telling me about them, because now I feel like I can go shopping again.
Yeah, right.